Welcome to the Vandal Insider Podcast, presented by Inland Orthopedic Surgery and Sports Medicine Clinic of Moscow and Pullman. Let the team that takes care of the Vandals take care of you. Get the latest information on University of Idaho athletics you won't find anywhere else. It's all here on the Vandal Insider Podcast, every fan's source for all things Idaho athletics. Here's your host, Dennis Patchin.
Welcome to another edition of the Idaho Vandal Insider Podcast. This week, we'll take a look back at the loss at Montana over this past weekend, and we'll hear from head coach Thomas Ford about the game. We'll also visit with Vandal linebacker Cruz Hepburn. Plenty of teams starting conference play this weekend. We'll be joined by volleyball player Sarah Sullivan and soccer player Miranda Goldner. Also joining this week will be Miles Ferguson for the men's cross-country team. It's a jam-packed show. It was a tough Saturday night for the Vandals, who came up short in the battle for the Little Brown Stein. Montana won at 41-22. Idaho got behind early, down 17-6 at the half. It was 24-6 before the Vandals woke up on offense.
Wood takes the snap out of the shotgun. Six-man rush, flushed out of the pocket. Wood running for his life. Throws the ball down the field. He's got Jesiaro at the 40. It's a foot race to the 30. Jesiaro's going to be spun down inside the 20. Credit Joshua Wood for keeping that play alive. And he hucked it and chucked it down the football field. And Jesiaro with a catch. Oh, my goodness.
That long play would lead to the Vandals' first touchdown. In fact, the Vandals would get 3 touchdowns in the second half, all with the feet of quarterback Joshua Wood.
Wood in the shotgun. Takes the snap, 4-man rush, steps up. Wood gonna cut it back, and he fakes out another man into the end zone. Touchdown, Joshua Wood. On the scramble, he put Eli Tobert on his back, and Joshua Wood with a Vandal first touchdown of the game.
But it wasn't enough, and it certainly wasn't the way the Vandals wanted to start Big Sky Conference play. But Thomas Ford Jr. says the best thing his team can take from this game is to learn from it.
We faced a top 5 opponent, and those guys were as advertised, especially on the offensive side of the ball. And I think what we really learned from the game is we've got to continue to execute at a higher level on defense. We've got to tackle better, and we've got to do a better job on special teams to help improve our field position. That was a major negative in this game. Our average offensive start was at the 20, and our average defensive start was at the plus 45. So we were fighting the field position battle, and when you're fighting the field position, you've got to do everything else right, and we certainly did not do that, especially on the defensive end.
Just short of the halfway point of the season, the Vandals this week head into a bye. And for Ford, he says the week off comes at the right time.
This is a great time for our team to have a bye. When you look at our non-conference schedule, it's very challenging. You know, we're unlike some teams in our league that schedule kind of easier games. We're really looking to compete and get measuring stick on where we're at. And I think we did that. And then obviously we had our first conference game against probably will be the, one of the top teams for sure in our league, if not the top team in the league at the end. Looking at their schedule, they have really, I think, some winnable games, and probably until the end of their season when they play their rival. But again, just facing a tough opponent was good, and we're in a good spot, I think.
But it won't be just a week where the Vandals are sitting by the couch. There's still work to be done as they get ready to start the second half on October 13th in the Dome against Northern Colorado.
We're going to really have our focus kind of on competing, making sure that we get a lot of good reps. Obviously start preparing for our next opponent when Northern Colorado as well, but kind of splitting the time between, scout reps and getting reps of what our next opponent will look like, but also getting reps against each other, right? Getting some full speed reps that are not against scout team guys, and making sure that we get those competitive juices back and get ready for which, again, will be another challenging opponent because it's a Big Sky opponent.
The Idaho Vandal Insider Podcast is presented by Inland Orthopedic Surgery and Sports Medicine Clinic of Moscow and Pullman. As the Vandals team physician, orthopedic surgeon Dr. Matt Taylor cares for elite athletes, weekend warriors, and everyone in between. Let the team that takes care of the Vandals take care of you.
Welcome back to the Idaho Vandal Insider Podcast. We are now joined by Idaho linebacker Cruz Hepburn. Thanks for being here. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. What does it take mentally to be a linebacker?
A lot of toughness. We're kind of the quarterbacks of the defense and got a lot on our plates, so kind of have to be on our stuff every single play and just stay focused throughout the entire game. So
it's really a mindset. I mean, you're half defensive lineman, half defensive back.
Yeah.
But you're also supposed to be the biggest hitters on the team. How did you figure out in football that's where you wanted to be?
I just, I got up here. I kind of transitioned from – I had to put some weight on, to play at Mike linebacker. And, just a good place to be. I mean, you got to be physical, mentally tough, and that's just the spot that I wanted. I wanted to be one of the leaders of the defense. So.
Do you like to hit people?
Yeah. I mean, I would say I do, yeah, for sure.
I mean, that sounds like a stupid thing to say because in football you assume that everybody likes to hit people.
Yeah.
But guys like you, and I'm saying linebackers,
yeah,
seem to like to hit people more than anybody else.
I mean, you get stung sometimes. You got to get up and be tough, but I would say for the most part, I enjoy it.
Cruz, you're very interesting because you were a baseball player and a football player in high school.
Yep.
Okay, and good at both.
Mm-hmm.
And in fact, your original college path was to go play baseball at Lewis Clark State College, which is where you grew up in Lewiston. I mean, that's the school right down, and every kid who plays baseball in Lewiston wants to be a Warrior.
Uh-huh.
How did you decide? Because you signed here to play football. How did you decide I'm going with baseball? How did you make that decision?
I had a lot of opportunities out of high school for baseball, and I was very close with all the coaches down there at LC, and just kind of really a last minute decision. I obviously changed my mind to come back up here, and I'm happy I did. But it just happened fast. But
did you change because of the circumstances, or did you change because you love football more than baseball?
I actually came up to a lot of Idaho games while I was playing baseball down at LC, and just watching the games, the atmosphere, and it's just something I wanted to be a part of. So, I kind of made the switch, asked Coach Eck if I could have another shot to come back up here and prove myself, and I'm glad I made the decision to come back up here for sure.
Is it fair to say you missed football?
I did, yeah.
Okay.
I would say.
Is it fair to say you missed baseball?
I do. I don't dislike baseball. I do miss it, but I thought I would just have more fun up here playing football. It's a lot faster. Two totally different games. Yeah. So,
growing up, were you a football player playing baseball? Were you a baseball player playing football? Or was it one of those things, it's different times of the year, I love them both, I can do both of those?
When people would ask me what my favorite sport was, I would say just whatever I'm playing at the time. Really, I didn't have a for sure answer on that. Just whatever I was in. You know? Yeah.
No basketball for you?
I did play basketball.
You did?
It wasn't on the top of my list, though.
So you are the true three-sport athlete then?
I mean, you could say, yeah.
Okay, so being a three-sport athlete, how do you think that prepared you for college?
Yeah, I think just mentally with everything. I mean, all three sports are different, obviously, and teaches you a lot of different lessons in each sport that, overall helps you become a better human and a better player, just on the field and everything like that. So
you got to figure out your time management then, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Did you ever have a time off in high school where you weren't playing something?
I had a little bit of off time here and there, but definitely pretty busy.
A weekend, 4 or 5 days between seasons?
Yeah, exactly. After a season, have a week to hang out, and then we're back at it again. Yeah.
Season ends on Friday. You play on. You practice for the next sport starts on Monday.
Yeah.
Why Idaho? Well, I mean, you probably could have had other options. Why here?
Big part was I love the coaching staff. I love this new coaching staff as well, but I also have a lot of family. Really big support system, and very grateful for that. Probably have 20, 30 people come to each game. And, that was a big decision. I can go home whenever, just see my family. It's really nice, So
this is the bye week. Are you planning on visiting mom?
Yeah, I'm gonna go down there on Friday after practice. So, yeah.
So I got to guess that's a couple of days down there.
Uh-huh.
Has mom asked you what you want, or have you requested something for mom for cooking?
She hasn't asked me yet, but she'll definitely ask me.
Okay. She doesn't ask you. What are you telling her?
What
Mom,
am I telling her?
Can you make this?
I like when she makes my favorite meal from her is spaghetti and steak. So I'll ask for that for sure. Yeah.
That's an excellent choice. There you go.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about you. I mean, obviously, being a three-sport guy in high school, you're playing all the time. LC State, you played, but the transition here to getting on the field took you maybe a little longer. Did it take you longer than you thought it was going to take?
Once I got here, I realized the dynamics of football. Like, you got to learn the defense, and it just takes some time. So I kind of got my taste last year on special teams and continue to study the playbook and get right mentally. And, yeah, I mean, I don't think it took more time than I thought. I knew I was going to have to put my time in on special teams, and you just grind out there on the field in order to get an opportunity. So, yeah. So
what changed for you this year? I mean, you stepped into a role and you kind of seized it. How did that transition for you? What caused you to make that last step to be getting on the field, regular snaps on the defense? Really
just came down to, focusing every single day in, day out, trying not to have any mental lapses. And our defense is a good scheme, and you got to really be focused and, like I said, day in, day out. And that's what it took to really kind of get some playing time out there on the field.
It's one of those interesting things to me is you get to a certain point in your college football career that everybody's good.
Yes.
And it all of a sudden becomes who handles the game mentally and who has the ability to take in what the coaches are telling you. Do you think that's been part of how you've been getting on the field, is your ability to be, for lack of a better term, a smart football player?
Yeah, like you said, we have a bunch of great players on our team, but yeah, I think you're right. You really just got to take all the coaching points from all of our coaches and just really get in your books and like we do. We have a lot of meeting time, and you got to really be focused and locked in so you can memorize all the plays that we have.
Okay, so there's getting into your books in football. There's getting into your books in the classroom. What are you studying? What do you want to do when football's over with?
I'm in exercise science. That's my major, and I had a minor in business. I dropped that, but my cousin's in the medical sales industry, and I want to get into that with him, kind of see how it goes. I want to try it out. I might do an internship with him and see how it goes, see if I like it. But that's kind of what I'm leaning towards.
What's it like to put the Idaho uniform on for a guy who grew up in Idaho? Heck, grew up in northern Idaho. Grew up, 35 miles away from campus.
It's an awesome feeling, just looking up in the stands and seeing a bunch of like local people that and cheering you on. It just feels awesome. There's no better feeling, like at a home game or something like that, when you see all the support that you have from all the fans and stuff like that. So it feels amazing. It's awesome.
Do you have any pictures of you when you were a baby, a small kid with any Idaho gear on? Has your mom or dad dug through and said, remember this, Cruz?
Yeah, I have a few for sure. We came to a lot of games back when they were in FBS. Came to a lot of games when they played the Cougars in the Dome. And, yeah, we definitely have some good pictures, some good memories for sure.
What do you get out of playing football that makes it part of your life, that when you walk off of practice or you're walking home from playing a game, you smile about?
And I would say for me, when I get on the field, it kind of just clears my mind, and it makes me not think about everything that's happening off of the field. You kind of just get to go out there and run around and hit people, man. Everything is just off your mind.
That is a true answer of a linebacker. Yeah. I get to run around and hit people and do it legally. When's the last time you played catch?
Before every practice, we play catch.
No.
Oh, baseball.
Baseball. When's the last time you had your glove and a baseball and you played catch with somebody?
It's been a while. Maybe when I go back home with my little cousins or something like that, but it's been a while for sure. I still got all my gloves and stuff though.
Okay, there's no chance you gave those up.
No, I have all of them, like 5, 6 of them.
What was your position in baseball?
I played shortstop.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which is usually where they put the best athlete in a high school program.
Yeah.
And would you play in football? Did you play linebacker? Did you play offense?
I was mainly a running back in high school.
Okay.
Yeah.
So again, another valuable position. Would you play in basketball?
I was just on the wing, guard.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You're just biding your time.
It's kind of a role player, yeah.
Football and baseball time.
Yeah.
Cruz, we appreciate the time. Thanks for being here. We enjoy introducing young people to our podcast, and we appreciate you being part of it, and good luck the rest of the way.
Yeah, thank you. I really appreciate it.
No game this Saturday. The Vandals take the bye week. Idaho returns to the field and returns to the Kibbe Dome next Saturday for homecoming, hosting Northern Colorado. Our pregame show will start at 1 o'clock Pacific, 2 o'clock Mountain Time, kickoff 1 hour later in Moscow for Vandal homecoming. This Idaho Vandal Insider podcast is presented by Inland Orthopedic Surgery and Sports Medicine Clinic of Moscow and Pullman. When he's not caring for the Vandals as team physician, orthopedic surgeon Dr. Matt Taylor provides the same MVP orthopedic care to our entire region. At Inland Orthopedics, our team is your team. Welcome back to the Idaho Vandal Insider podcast. We're talking volleyball now, joined by Sarah Sullivan, the junior outside hitter from the Vandals team. How are you? Thanks for being here.
I'm good. Thank you so much for having me.
We appreciate that. What's the best thing about the sport of volleyball for you?
Oh gosh, I love the team. I love the team aspect of it. They're like built-in best friends, truly. Like, I will forever have these people in my life. They'll be my bridesmaids, they'll be my best friends, and it's so cool to be on the court and score that point and get to go to your friends in that huddle. And volleyball has brought me so many amazing people in my life, and that's just, I owe so much to the sport because of that.
A lot of kids who play their sport get exposed to it in high school or club teams, or, a young soccer player at 6 might have 2 practices a week in one game. You grew up in a volleyball house. In fact, you grew up in an athletic house. Your dad played football. Your mom played volleyball. What was it like to be exposed to the sport that your mom played? And here's the other thing is she's a coach now, so it's not only the sport she played, it's the coach. It's the position she made her money in.
Yeah, I mean, we like to make a joke in my family that, we grew up in the ball carts. So she'd have camps, the kids are in the ball cart, and she's sitting there taking care of the kids, and she's also coaching. And it's such an amazing, I got to watch her grow as a coach, and I got to grow up with her, like, in that position. And it's always awesome if I'm having a tough day, a tough practice, to be able to call her up and just get a different perspective, but also more of a professional perspective, because I mean, Lord knows that woman will tell it to me straight. Like, she will never lie to me, she will never sugarcoat it, and sometimes that's a tough reality, but most of the time that's just like, it's good to get that. It's really good to be like, Mom, I'm having such a hard time right now, like, I don't understand what's going on, I don't understand why I can't get this skill. And she's like, you know what, calm down, here's my 2 cents. And it's always been a really amazing opportunity for me to be able to go to that person. And then also, like, with my dad being in athletics, to go to him, he'll always be different than my mom, right? He'll be more, you got this, you're fine, I believe in you. And she's like, bruh, fix it, step up.
Sometimes it's difficult to transition. Can she be mom without being coach, or can she be coach without being mom? Can she separate that? Because it sounds like to me, if you're looking for that real, I don't want to know anything about the coach, I'm calling dad.
No, she is like truly an amazing woman. She'll separate it real well. After our game on Montana, she gave me a call, and we talked about the game, reviewed how everything went, right? And she gave me her 2 cents as a coach, and then snapped it over and went back to mom. And she's one of the goofiest people I'll ever meet, I think. And it's so amazing to have that person in my life, to be able to be super honest and be like, no, this is what you need to do, and then a second later be like, but I love you and you're amazing, and be a goof with me. And I truly contribute my personality to a lot of what I've gotten to see from her growing up and who she is as a person.
Some sports are limited by height. You don't have that problem, being almost 6 foot tall. So you had to choose at some point in time, why volleyball? Did mom have any influence? Obviously, you're not playing football, but, I mean, like your dad did. But why volleyball? What was the volleyball thing? Okay, this is the sport for me.
I mean, I think I would have been amazing at football, but no, I think that.
Well, we can go talk to Coach Ford after we're done here and see.
Maybe not.
Okay, all right.
But I think softball and volleyball are just. So softball is probably what I was going to choose between. Softball and volleyball are just 2 very, very different sports. And especially, like, you look at basketball, you look at soccer, every single sport is so incredibly different. And there's just something, I don't think I've ever played anything as long as I've played volleyball. And yes, it's it's always going to have, my mom will always kind of have that influence of like, this is what I love. But she never, like, I have 3 siblings. My younger sister played soccer. My younger brother plays basketball and soccer. My older sister, like, she played softball. We all did different things. We all kind of found our calling through that. And I just think it's so hard to explain sometimes because there's just something that draws you to the sport. And I, like I said earlier, I love the team aspect. I love that after every single point in the plays, I can go to people. I can go get in those huddles and it's just, it was always different to me. Obviously, we also play an indoor sport, which is, it's nice.
Sure is.
But there's just a difference between all the sports of that. And I really liked how close I was to my team at all times in volleyball. And I just like the thrill of it. They're shorter rallies and everything. And so you get all that like adrenaline, you get everything, all that excitement, and then you get to go be with the people you love. And then you get it again and you get to go be with the people you love. And it's just, it's definitely, it's like a thrill, but then also like, it's a feel good, you know?
You're new here at this school, but you're a junior. It's not a program that had a whole lot of success last year, and you knew that coming in. Why Idaho? Because coming out of a junior college, I'm sure you had multiple other opportunities to go play. Why Idaho? What was it about here that you said, I think this is a good place for me as a person, but also as a volleyball player?
So as a person, I'm a huge hiker. I love it, and this is like hiking gold mine right here. I'm big on the outdoorsy stuff, and so something I didn't look at a lot with my JUCO was location. And I think a lot of times in sports we don't look at what we appreciate and what we love when we're choosing schools and locations. And that was something I didn't look at my JUCO, and I felt it. And so when looking for a new school, location was really, really big for me because I knew you're more than your sport, right? And so I needed to do things I liked as well. So I really liked the location of Idaho. I loved the community on my visit. It was amazing. And just on a sports side of it, looking at the athletic side of it, like you said, they didn't have a lot of success. And I mean, Romana she has such a drive in her, and she knows this program will be great. And obviously, like, as an athlete, I see that and I'm like, oh, I want to go there. I want to go be great with her, right? And I know as an individual, I have a lot to offer both on and off the court, and I want to help better the program. I want to be a part of those building blocks to make sure that this program can get to that success. And to me, that was what I felt I was made for in athletics, was to help better people, help better programs. And I don't need to go play at this top team. I want to be able to play, and I want to be able to better the people around me and better myself while I'm at it. And this is the location I saw myself doing that.
One of the things you just gave is a great piece of advice to a 16, 17-year-old. Doesn't matter what sport you play, doesn't matter what sex you are. Pick a school that it's more than just the program and the coach, because you're not going to be practicing 24/7. You're not going to be doing those. Find a place where you fit in, but also find a place where you can enjoy yourself when not playing your sport. And I think that's a great piece of advice. How did you, obviously you learned that by going to a junior college that maybe didn't check all the boxes.
Yeah, I grew up around, like, we lived in a bunch of different places, and so my parents were really big on the outdoors. I hiked a lot. And I just think as athletes, a lot of the time we set aside who we are as people, and we kind of see ourselves as a stat or just as an athlete, and we're so much more than that. We're so much more than that. And that was something that I want to help share with people, is that your personality came before this sport. Who you are as a person came before the sport. And like, while this is truly my life, I love volleyball with everything I have. I love this program. I love every single opportunity that it's given me. But also there are days that I don't love it. There are days that I'm like, no, I don't want this. And last semester, I found so much calmness in maybe having a bad practice or a bad week, and on the weekend being able to go out and hike, or being able to go on a picnic with my roommates, and just finding my identity outside of volleyball as well, because it all ends eventually, and we all see that end to our sport. And obviously you can continue it through coaching, you can do all these different things, but you have to be more than that, because you were more than that before it came along. And so I mean, that's just something I recommend everyone just finds their identity outside of the sport. And I know it's so much easier said than done, right? But that was something that I think I didn't have a lot at my JUCO, and when I came here, I found. And I just think overall I was much happier as a person. I was a much better teammate. I was a much better friend. I was a much better like mentor to anyone who I've coached, just because I was more comfortable in myself. Volleyball wasn't everything I was. It was a big part of me, but it wasn't everything.
What are you studying? What do you want to be when volleyball is done?
I'm studying psychology. I'm looking in and out of things. I was like, maybe I'll be a therapist. That sounds interesting. But sometimes I think I might be a little bit too blunt for that. But I love working with kids. I love anything, adolescents with that. And so I was thinking maybe looking to work with maybe some children with disabilities. I can do a lot of interns with that here, which is really awesome. We have a lot of great programs in Moscow to be able to go do that. And so, looking to maybe work with some kids. I've coached a lot with young kids as well, and so I can do sports psychology. I could work with just overall psychology with young children, and I mean, psychology is awesome because it's so open. There's so many things you can do with it, and I'm still trying to figure that part out, but I want to be able to help people. I know that for sure.
You thought about coaching? Your mom is a coach?
I have. I really have, and I coached for a really long time. I coach in the summers. I do camps, and when you're younger, they start you with the young ones, and you just play line tag all the time. But as I've gotten older, I've gotten to coach some older kids and a little bit closer to my age, and I would love it. Like, I think it would be amazing. I don't know if I would do it collegiately yet, just because I am collegiate right now. Like, I'm still young, but I would coach a club. I'd coach a high school right now. I think coaching is such a cool opportunity to positively impact people, especially people who have been, like you were in their shoes. And I get to share my sport with them, which would be awesome as well. And I would do it 100%. Would I coach, like if you ask me would I coach collegiately right now, I'd say no. But that is obviously open to change.
Check back in 2 years when you're done playing collegiately. Have you told your mom that you're thinking about coaching? Is she okay with this? Because sometimes parents don't want their kids to do what they did as a profession because they know all the pitfalls and all of those things that happen to you.
Yeah, my mom is awesome because she will always let me, go my own way. And she'll have her thoughts, right? But she'll let me learn, and she'll let me make those mistakes and grow from it, and she'll be there when I fall, And I coached for her camps a lot, so she watched me coach, and I like to think I'm pretty good at it, watching it. But I think no matter what, she'll say, Sarah, go do what you want, go do what you love, and I'll be here if you need me, And yeah, I don't think she'd ever tell me no, but maybe one day we'll be up against each other, and I don't know, I'll be coaching somewhere random, she'll be coaching somewhere, I don't know. And I'm hoping to win that match when we see that day.
Oh, of course you are. Of course you are. And your mom wants to win that match, but deep down she wants you to win that match.
Oh, yeah.
Too,
well, I like to think so. I
know who your dad's rooting for, so there you go. Sarah Sullivan joining us. We appreciate the time. Thanks for sharing a little bit of your time with us, and we appreciate you coming on the Idaho Vandal Insider Podcast.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Today's Vandal Insider Podcast is presented by Inland Orthopedic Surgery and Sports Medicine Clinic of Moscow and Pullman. As the Vandals team physician, orthopedic surgeon Dr. Matt Taylor cares for elite athletes, weekend warriors, and everyone in between. Let the team that takes care of the Vandals take care of you. Welcome back to the Idaho Vandal Insider Podcast. Time to talk a little soccer, and we are now joined by Miranda Goldner, a freshman defender who joins us. Thanks for being here. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. Have you ever done an interview before?
No.
No?
Well, I have, but not a podcast.
A podcast is this. You know what? Here's the crazy thing is, a podcast is just an interview that people call podcast, and for some reason it gives it some kind of crazy meaning. So
okay,
there you go. So we're just talking a little bit.
All right.
Let's talk a little bit about your season so far. You guys have 5 ties in 11 games.
I know. Yeah.
Kind of crazy.
Yes.
How? So obviously, you guys aren't giving up a whole bunch of goals, which as a defender is kind of the whole idea, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So tell me, why are you guys been so good defensively?
I mean, I think we just have a really strong back line. Like, I have to say Izzy is probably one of the best defenders I've ever played with in my life. And Paula, like, in the box, like, she's so reliable. I just know she's going to make any save. And, like, we're really working on building out of the back, getting up, that's like our main focus, because I know like we're so good 1v1 defensively, and like we're strong and we have a good fire in us, and we just want, as a back line, we want to score so bad that we just know we have to do our jobs, and we just have pride in defending the dome is kind of what we say, like just really like putting our best effort to just get in any tackle, being aggressive. That's like, it like motivates our team from the back to the front. So we have pride in being a huge part of like the energy of our team.
Let me ask you about being a defender on a team that hasn't scored a lot of goals, and your head coach believes that you guys will, and that will eventually come in this system. Does that put a little more pressure on you guys, knowing one mistake might cost you a match?
I mean, yeah.
Okay, so how do you? I mean, you've been so good defensively this year. How have you been that, knowing that, for lack of a better term, there's a lot more pressure if we make one mistake?
I mean, there's pressure all over the field, right? There's always going to be pressure as a defender. Like, if you miss that tackle, like, you're the last thing everyone's relying on, right? I mean, there's always going to be pressure. It doesn't matter what we have on the stats or whatever. Like, it's having the same mentality and staying stable with it from start to finish of the game. Like, this is my ball, I'm getting this is not getting past me, or like, if it does get past me, I'm hitting that recovery run. I know I have a team behind me. Like, just, you're always going to have pressure, but the stats don't mean much when you just need to have that mentality, you know?
Can you use that as a positive?
Yeah.
Can you use that, hey, I need to make a play now because I know what could happen if I don't? Can you use that to help you get better?
Yeah, absolutely.
How did you learn how to do that then?
Oh, man, I don't know. I guess the pressure just, it's always motivated me as a player. Like, pressure is privilege. Like, you're on the field, you're there for a reason, you're there to make something happen, so do it. Show up. You know, put your best effort any time of day, you know? If you don't have 100%, don't give 100%. Like, give everything you have, whatever percentage that is, you know? And so, I don't know, I think pressure is a huge privilege, and just everyone should look at it as like a major positive to make something happen, and you're part of a team, so do your part, you know? Everyone does their part, something magical can happen, you know?
You sound like you have a little bulldog in you. Were you the kid at 6 or 7 that had to win every game they played? Cards, fish, chutes and ladders. Were you that girl?
Yeah, absolutely.
Where is that something that your family, or was that just you?
Me, actually. Like, I mean, I don't have a super competitive family. We all played sports when we were younger, but kind of fizzled out when we went to our own different things. But I don't know. I've just always had, like, I can't lose type. Like,
you have brothers and sisters?
I have 4 sisters.
Okay, where are you in the pecking order of that?
Guess.
I'm gonna guess you're the last one.
Yeah.
Okay, you've got so you've got the little brother, little sister syndrome, where you're trying to keep up with your older siblings, which makes you way better at a younger age.
Yeah.
Were you really good as a young soccer player?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
and you know what? And if you were, please say yes, because we don't need the oh no, I wasn't that good. I just no. So I mean, so people probably saw something in you early on that was like, she can compete.
Yeah, I've been playing soccer since I was 3. So.
Like, once again, older
Yeah.
sister's playing, so you got to do it, right?
Yep, my older sister did play.
Yeah.
So, yeah, she was a goalkeeper for a little bit. Yeah, I don't know, I tried a bunch of sports, and I went into soccer, and I just fell in love with it. Absolutely loved it. Like,
what other sports were you part of?
I did softball, and I did, like, dance, gymnastics, you know.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it, but softball was my other big thing that I did. Like, I did both of them for a while, and then I just fell into soccer and stayed with it.
When did you know soccer was your sport? When did the light bulb went off and say, you know what, they're going to put those away? We talked to Cruz a little bit earlier on. He played baseball, and he put it away, and he to play football. When did you say, that's soccer's my game?
Right when I started playing it. Literally right when I started playing. I played AYSO, like youth, and I don't know, I just loved it. My parents are like, oh, that's definitely a sport for her, because it put a smile on my face. And I I don't know. I just fell in love with it immediately.
Well, they're probably really happy because you run a lot more in soccer, so you probably got tired quicker playing soccer.
Yeah.
It was one of those that helped you went to sleep at night.
Yes.
When did you, and I read your bio on the website, and it was the goal early on was to be a Division I soccer player.
Mm-hmm.
How did you know that? How did you know that that's where you wanted to go at such a young age?
When I was like playing club, I always had a poster of the U.S. Women's National Team on my, like, I had multiple in my room. It's like I woke up every day and I was like, I want to be that. Like, I want to go bigger. I want to make something happen. I want to bring something to the game. I don't even know what, I just want to make something happen. And so, like, every time I would step on the field, I was like, this is for a bigger purpose. Like, let's keep working, let's keep growing. And then playing college soccer, obviously, when I started growing up, became, like, the vision. And I was like, no, like, that is what I always wanted, like, being something bigger. Playing for something, playing for someone. A school. Right?
Okay, so how did, I mean, you're from California, you're from the Bay Area of California. How did Idaho fit into that plan of where you wanted to go?
It was so random. It was so random.
Well, tell us your random story.
I don't know. I was I started sending out recruiting emails when I was in 8th grade, like, all the time. I was always working on it for showcases and stuff. And then I played in Tennessee some winter, I don't know, 2023? Yeah, 2023. And Jeremy reached out to me. He was like, oh, I saw your game. I was like, Idaho, I don't even know the school. Like, let me look at it. So I went on a visit, talked to the coaches. I liked them. I thought they were friendly, really awesome to talk to. So I went on my visit, and I came here, and I was like, this is the first time I felt calm in this entire recruiting process. Like, I feel like I fit in here, and I feel like this is where I'm meant to be. And, yeah, I just felt a huge family from the team. And that's, like, that was a big thing for me. That's what drove me in here.
Had you ever been to Idaho before?
No, I hadn't.
So when you came up here, obviously there's preconceived notions. What did you think Idaho was going to be?
I don't know. Like, I had no expectations, and then, the drive from Spokane, I was like, okay, wheat fields, more wheat fields. And then, I don't know, now I'm learning more about Idaho, but yeah. I had no idea, literally at all.
You came from a big area. I mean, there's a lot of people living where you live. Mm-hmm. You come to Moscow, there's not a lot of people living here. And obviously, if you drove from Spokane, there's almost nobody living between those two. Right. There's a couple little towns. So that didn't scare you off at all?
No.
Why?
Because I felt more family. Like, I was in the Bay Area, you don't really, like, I didn't even know anyone I went to a private Catholic school, and I didn't know every single person in my class. Like, I don't know. I never, like, had a family. Like, I know everyone here. And I'm, like, close with everyone, and I love it. Like, having a connection and, like, feeling safe. I don't know. You don't have that. There's a ton of people in the Bay Area. Yeah. Like,
you were a freshman, and you're playing a lot. I mean, that doesn't happen all the time. What was it about you that said, I got to get on the field right away, and I got to carve out a spot for me as a player my first year?
I went in being, like, okay, make an impression. Like, all summer I worked on, like, my fitness, making sure I was up. I trained with, like, a summer team. And I, like, worked all summer because I was like, I want to show, Jeremy doesn't know me yet, right? He knows who I am, but he doesn't know what I can be. And, like, I want to show him. So the second I stepped on the field, I was like, make something happen, do something. Like, show how you have grown as a player. You've been playing since you were 3. Show it. So I, like, would show up every single day, try to raise my level of maturity, like, be on time, get my stuff done, like, show up and show out, and I'm so glad it played it off,
Are you 19 yet?
Mm-mm.
So you're 18, but you have an old soul, okay, which is a compliment. You have a maturity about you, not only on the field, but also just talking with you.
Thank you.
That you're older than that. How did you get that?
I don't know. My family, I guess. Like, my dad, my stepdad, my mom, like, they all had me, like, they didn't let me goof off. Like, I mean, they let me have fun, and they always encouraged me and loved me, but, like,
right.
They always were like, you can, go ahead.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
All the time?
No.
Okay. So that's good. That's
no,
good.
Not at all.
So being not serious, what do you like to do? Is there something? Are you a prankster? Are you get in the middle of something and then step out and see what happens?
No. I hate no.
Okay.
I love to laugh. Yeah, I love humor, like, so much. So maybe I'm a prankster, but I don't know. I just love humor. Like, I love to laugh. That's my
Okay,
big
so
thing.
I'm going to put you on the spot.
I'm scared.
Who's the funniest person on your team? Do you have one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Alyssa Hamilton.
Okay, what's so funny about her?
She's just, I don't know. Like, she is so funny. Everything she says, like, I don't know. I don't even know. She has, like, you know those people who are just, you don't even know what's going to come out of their mouth. They're just so funny. Like, yeah, they're so unpredictable.
So on the airplane to trips, on the buses to trips, are you sitting next to her?
Yeah.
Okay, you've already figured that out. Obviously you're very early on in your college career. What are you studying? What do you want to do whenever soccer's done?
So, I'm trying to figure that out. But I went in under, like, environmental science, and I think I'm going to switch my major to business and management. And, like, I want to, maybe work with a nonprofit, or I have no idea, but I, like, want to make something happen where I care about the earth a lot. Like, that's why I went under environmental science. So I want to do something to help and work with the environment and advocating for it, and people as well. Like, any way that I can get myself out there to, like, help, volunteer work. I don't know what I want to do yet, but, like, that's kind of the
and that's okay, because sometimes that's why you go to college, to figure out what you want to do. And to be honest with you, for your first 18 years, you figured out you wanted to be a soccer player, and now you've accomplished that goal, so now you can figure out what you want to be after soccer's over. Do you think you'd ever like to coach?
Yes. Oh, my goodness, yeah.
College, high school, youth?
I think youth to high school, because I think those are really important developmental years and can make or break a player, like, in their mentality and how, like, they carry themselves, like, in the real world and, like, in the game of soccer, and I want to have a huge impact on that,
What's the best, for lack of a better term, what's the best thing about playing soccer?
Oh my gosh, that's a good question.
Because obviously there are reasons you decided to play soccer, multiple things that are the best, but what's the best thing about it? What makes you the most satisfied in playing this sport?
The people. I know that's sappy.
No, that's okay.
But actually, I mean, I met, like, incredible people on this journey, and, like, here, especially, like, family. That's a huge thing. And, like, a team, playing with a team, it's like you can have your worst day or your best day, like, they're there, and they're helping you, and they're motivating you, and that's, like, a huge thing. You have lifelong friends who have seen you at your worst and seen you at your best. Like, that's the most fulfilling part, is having a community, I think. Actually.
That good thing you didn't decide you wanted to play an individual sport.
No,
then,
right? Yeah.
Miranda Goldner, the freshman defender from Martinez, California, a brand new Vandal, but making an impact on the field, and I guarantee you she'll make an impact in the classroom and whatever she decides to do. Thanks for being here. Appreciate it. We appreciate you coming on the podcast.
Yeah, thank you.
This Vandal Insider podcast is presented by Inland Orthopedic Surgery and Sports Medicine Clinic of Moscow and Pullman. When he's not caring for the Vandals as team physician, orthopedic surgeon Dr. Matt Taylor provides the same MVP orthopedic care to our entire region. At Inland Orthopedics, our team is your team. Welcome back to the Idaho Vandal Insider Podcast. We're going to talk a little cross-country here with Miles Ferguson, the senior runner on this team. How are you?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm fabulous. Thanks for being here. I asked you before we started, and I don't think people know this. I asked if you ran every day, and you said yes.
I do, every day.
When did you start running every day? Do you remember?
Actually, yeah, about 6 months ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there is a time during the year where you don't run every day.
Yeah, before our current head coach came in, I was on 6 days, but now 7.
The new guy says we need to squeeze one more day
Yeah.
out of you. You're an interesting athlete because you have 3 different seasons, right? Cross country, indoor, outdoor.
All year.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how do you A, stay sharp, B, how do you stay healthy when you're competing from the beginning of September, which doesn't even begin the start of training, all the way through the outdoor season, which is the last sport going here in the summertime at the University of Idaho?
It starts with mental and physical preparation. It's a lot of lifestyle choices I have to keep on track of. Just always in the back of your head, you're in race week, and it's just like starts with going to bed and eating good, but also the mental part of just staying really focused throughout the whole year. Like, it gets tough for sure. It's not easy. We do a lot of I get down. I go home and I really try to relax before the next day. I see like a sports psychologist to try to keep my mind healthy, and because there's nothing I want more than to be the best I can.
Well, yeah, obviously. I mean, that's
Yeah.
that's why you're competing. That's why you're doing those kind of things. How much different is now during the cross country season? You pretty much race every other weekend. How much different is the race week as opposed to the week where you don't race?
It depends. Earlier season, it's not much different because we're training through, because our main goal and objective of the season is conference and region. But when we get towards the end of the season, it's a little lighter on the body. Mileage goes down. I'm normally at like 70, 75 miles a week, and we taper down to 50 to 60 so during race week. So it's a little lighter. Workouts are less volume, more speed.
Yeah.
Like, get your legs under you.
Well, and the other thing is you're running kind of different events too. Cross country is its own breed of cat, and we'll talk about that because it's not on a track, and it's up and down and around, and it's, indoor. You're running what, 1,500, 3,000?
Yeah, 5K sometimes.
Okay,
Yeah.
and then outdoor.
5K and sometimes steeple.
Okay,
Yeah.
10,000 is a possibility at some point in time, or maybe not.
Hopefully not.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. No, everybody does that. But I'm just saying, so it's not. It's almost like you're playing three different sports over three different seasons, because you're running on a golf course or a park.
Mm-hmm.
Then you're going to an indoor track, which is much smaller than an outdoor track. I got to think the mental aspects of this sport are huge to keep changing and doing all those things.
Yeah. Cross country is my favorite because it's a little more stimulating. I like to be outside and changing directions and all that. Indoors, short and sweet. It's a lot shorter track.
Yeah.
And feels a lot faster. And outdoors, like the grand finale in a way, like everybody wants to be fit for outdoor, and it's honestly, like, with the whole team involved, the whole track team is definitely the most competitive part of the season, for sure.
Well, in cross country, there's one race.
Yeah, I like that part though, because everybody hits the same pain grade the whole time,
Well, and there is that, isn't there? It's
Yeah.
who can fight through the pain. How did you learn to do that?
Time. I'm not great at it now, and I mean, the faster you get, the better you are at managing the pain. It's still there, but it's hard.
You finish in the top 5. It still hurts the same, but the pain is less than if you finish 20th or after, right?
No, same.
Oh,
It's hard no matter what. But yeah, just small choices throughout the
Yeah.
race can get you from 25th or 5th. Just tiny choices in the beginning, the middle. How locked in are you? When you hit the 5K, you still got 3K left. Who wants it the most?
Yeah.
How bad?
How did running become your sport? How come there wasn't something else? Or maybe there was and you just chose running.
I was a soccer player. I played throughout the Southeast on a regional team. Traveled to almost every weekend, but I was pretty small. I was getting beat around, thrown around, so I decided to make the switch to running, and I found some early got some good. I had a positive relationship because I was doing good. Yeah.
Yeah.
And after that, the culture was a lot nicer to me. the culture, everybody's doing the same. The community aspect is much bigger because even though running is an individual sport, it's very community oriented, and having those people around you pushing you every day was just like, yeah, that's where I found like my love for it.
Did you always compete at track? I mean, were you a track guy in high school? Were you running in AAU programs early on, or was it just the kind of you ran in soccer and it was a natural transition into track?
Pretty natural. I only ran 2 track seasons in high school and 4 cross country. So that's when I started. Most people start middle school or for running for like a club, but I started in high school just because you can do soccer and cross country at the same time. But yeah, I chose track towards the end of my high school career.
Well, last weekend in Missoula, the Vandals didn't do so well on the football field, but certainly your last trip to Missoula, you did quite well. You finished 4th in that race. What was your last race like? What was that feeling of getting 4th, and was there celebration or was there disappointment?
There was celebration in the fact that it's the highest I've ever placed, but there was also Coach Tracy told me there's a lot of work to do, so we better hunker down and get ready for the next race. Yeah, I need to definitely can get better, but it was nice beating Montana. We still got to go get Idaho State, but there's definitely more in there for us.
How did you wind up at Idaho? You're from Georgia. That's a long and winding path. How did Idaho become the place for you to do your college running?
I didn't get recruited much. I really wanted to venture out to the West, and as soon as I got a chance here, I was super excited. I really like campus. I really like that we're like a little haven in the Palouse, and I'm here for environmental science. And the College of Natural Resources is top 10 in the country. So I saw that, and I was pretty excited for my opportunity here.
Did you choose here because of the school, which led you to track, or did you choose for track, which happened to be, it's the right school for me?
Really, school came first. I applied here, and then it got accepted academically, but then I reached out to the coach and asked if I had a chance, and I got a walk-on spot. So
okay.
Walk-on.
So not only you really earned your spot here at the University of Idaho as a track athlete.
Yeah, walk-on for 4 years now.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's that like? Not being on scholarship. Is that a do you feel pressure every day?
Yes, there's always like, okay, how much more can I give to get on scholarship? But also at the end of the day, I am lucky enough to not have to worry too much about it. I really like being here. I will definitely choose over and over again to give my soul to this program again. So yeah, I like it.
So environmental science, where does that lead you? What do you want to do when the athletic career is over with?
Well, I want to try to maybe work for a nonprofit and do some restoration or sustainability work, and hopefully provide some solutions to help fight some climate change or make the environment better than it started.
I find that interesting that you as a runner who spends a lot of time outside, because running is not done inside mostly, it's done outside, and it's done like if you're running through Moscow, you're running through trees, you're running through neighborhoods, you're running through wild natural areas. Do you think that your running has led you hand in hand to that environmental science work?
Oh, absolutely. I love being outside. I love just I find it super fun. Like, what are you going to go on vacation? Let's go to a national park and like go do that kind of outside stuff. So yeah, running outside definitely makes it way better. Like, we have some sick long run spots that we go do, and it's just really cool to be out there.
Okay, I'm not going to let you go without you drop the national park on us. What's your favorite national park?
I would say Olympic National Park. It has a little bit of everything. It has the has the rainforest, deciduous rainforest. It has the coast, the rocky cliffs, and also has a really nice ridgeline that you can go explore and walk on. And yeah, it has like a bunch of different little micro environments in this big like area of the northern PNW.
Yeah, people from the Pacific Northwest will say that. Most people in the United States would not pick that park as one of their favorites. That's an interesting, from a guy from Georgia.
Yeah.
There must have been something to just grab you about that place.
Yeah, it's so cool. Yeah.
Miles, we appreciate the time. Thanks. Continued success. Good luck the rest of the cross-country, indoor season, outdoor season. We appreciate you coming on the podcast.
Thank you. Thank you for your time.
That's going to do it for this week's Idaho Vandal Insider Podcast. We want to thank all of our guests for joining us this week. Don't forget to join us every Tuesday night for more Vandal talk from the Idaho Vandal Coaches Show. That's Tuesday night live from 42 Bar Kitchen at 7 o'clock Pacific, 8 o'clock Mountain Time on your favorite Idaho Vandal radio station. I'm Dennis Patchin. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next week for another edition of the Idaho Vandal Insider Podcast.
This has been the Vandal Insider Podcast, presented by Inland Orthopedic Surgery and Sports Medicine Clinic of Moscow and Pullman. Let the team that takes care of the Vandals take care of you. Get the latest information on University of Idaho athletics you won't find anywhere else with the Vandal Insider Podcast. From in-depth conversations to game previews, the Vandal Insider is every fan's source for all things Idaho athletics.